Okay, so quick story time. I was going to the parts store sometime last week, and I was trying to swap out an alternator that went bad um, way too quick. Got it back in November. So I was about to do a warranty exchange, and I pulled up at the parts store. This is after doing a few things before I even went that direction. And so when I tracked down what store I had got it from, I pulled up at the parts store and there was a lady sitting in her car. So while I'm passing her, I said, how you doing? And her response was not good. So it really caught me off guard. And so I went and got the alternator from the back. And when I was about to bring it to the store, she stopped me and said, can I put this water in the radiator for her, because the people at the parts store won't do it. So come to find out, it's some kind of liability issue. I already know how that goes. So I found a way to prop the hood up, because she said the hood doesn't stay up on its own. So I had some vice grips, and so I used one of the vice grips to lock the arm so the hood wouldn't come back down. And I got a water bottle, cut the bottom off, and made a filter. So upon putting the water that she had in it, I had her start it, and it seems like all the coolant started flowing right through the little crack right here. Hopefully it's visible. Let me try to get a little bit more light. Well, that light is not gonna work. Okay, that's a lot better. So that little spot right there, coolant was just coming out like crazy. So it seems like the last person that worked on the car literally tried to make an O-ring. I don't know. I guess they figured that would work, but there's a special O-ring that goes in here that I was able to track down eventually from the dealer. So when I went to the dealer, I called about this, and there was one here. Lo and behold, by the time I got there, it seemed like they had given it to somebody, and I had just called and I went straight there. So they apologized and tried to put an overnight order in for me. And the same day, I found one at AutoZone. And so the one from AutoZone is not exactly what I wanted to use, because if that piece, just an O-ring that goes in there, can disable this vehicle, have it lose all its coolant to where it's not able to function, that's a pretty important part. So I don't skimp when it comes to that, because the one from AutoZone was $4, actually less than $4, but the one from the dealer was $8. So in situations like that, that's not a big price difference, and to get proper performance and to have something that can last, then yeah, the original equipment is the way to go. So that's how tight it is to get in there, to get to the thermostat on this thing with focus. So this guy put that gray stuff, and I'm sure this is liquid seal. That's what it looks like. And it was locked in tight, when the gasket for the thermostat should have been all that's needed. I don't know why he thought he needed to put all that gray goop on it. And I mean, it was so hard to get out, and I wasn't trying to damage any hoses or anything like that. So I had to really work to get it out. So now I have all that down there to clean up. Let me see if I can zoom in on this a little bit. Yes, those maiden surfaces, I'm gonna have to clean all that up. And it's just crazy how people do when they working on somebody else's vehicle. when I work on somebody's vehicle, I do it like I'm doing mine. And I actually care about my stuff. So, yes, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. So, when I see stuff like this, it just really upset me because of what he did, she was pretty much stranded. I pretty much spoke to her daughter, and her daughter was not okay with me taking her home because I offered to take her home. So she ended up coming to pick her up. She had just had twins. They were 3 months now. And, so she came and picked her up. But before that, I had went to Dunkin' and got her a sandwich because she was hungry. Blood pressure was high and, stranded. It was just not adding. It was adding to the situation, her just being stranded there. So I'm really sick and tired of people doing things to women and not making sure it's done right. Because for a woman to be stranded, it's not a good look. So mechanics out there, please stop taking advantage of these women. Take care of them like they're your mom, your sister, your aunt. Please. If you're not able to do a good job, just say you're not able to do this. Find somebody else or help them find somebody else, because this kind of stuff is really unacceptable and it's not fair and it's just bad karma. So I don't recommend it to anybody because, especially in my situation now, it's an $8 part. And any other regular mechanic would just really use that as a way to even get more money, because you don't have to tell the customer that it's an $8 part. You can tell them pretty much anything you want. And once it's reasonable, that customer is going to pay. So anyway, now I have to struggle to get all that goop out of here and clean this up and clean the maintenance surfaces down there. I'm getting tongue-tied. And see if that O-ring can even get in here properly. And this is the one, I think, it's a smaller, yep. It's a small little O-ring like that. And now I have the one from the dealer. This is the one that came from AutoZone. The water inlet out O-ring. So that little O-ring is supposed to wrap around this pipe, and it fits into this housing right here. And that's all it needed. So I'm not sure if the person didn't know what to look for or what caused them to do that. Instead of just getting that, it boggles my mind. And I just don't understand how is it people can do stuff like this and feel good about it. I mean, I know for a fact he had to know that this was not going to be reliable. This was not going to last long. There's no way to get that stuff in there properly to where it would create a good seal. It just wouldn't happen. But people still just do whatever. And it's just such a weird situation, and I don't understand. So I'm going to do my best to, get this to where I feel like it's going to be reliable. Because right now, something this simple caused her to have to go through that much stress, after having a long day at dialysis. Dialysis really put a lot on a person. And I don't even like people driving home after dialysis, to be honest with you, because I have a friend of mine that I used to drop off. I used to pick up and drop off. And one day, he just stepped out the vehicle to allow my kids to get in, and he just dropped. So the blood pressure can, I guess, go low, and I guess he just really passed out from it. And it was not a fun situation. It really wasn't. And so when I saw her and she said dialysis, I already knew the situation that she was in. I already have an idea of how she was feeling. So I'm really going to do my best to see what I can do about this. And hopefully after I get that out and get it separated, it's in the condition to where I can easily repair this and, have her on her merry way. So, if there's an update after this, then I'll definitely do another quick video. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.